Prepare to get gas because it's time for the Week in Gear. This week we are absolutely spoiled with sparkle finishes, wild tone circuits, and possibly the deepest reverb menu I have ever seen. This week is sponsored by PowerTrem. More about that in a bit. The gasometer is fueled up and primed. Let's start before your wallet runs out the window and buy something sensible. Okay, first up, and first to blind you on stage, the Gretsch G5230T Electro-Harmonix Sparkle Jet FT. It's a long name. That's Ibanez territory almost. This is a single-cut chambered mahogany body with a maple top and a finish that looks like someone spilled a disco ball. Bleh. It is available in silver and gold sparkle, and yes, the sparkle is the main attraction, but it's not just glitter and vibes, shiny things. You get two Filtertron FT5E humbuckers that are apparently modern, but still very Gretsch. Speaking of classic Gretsch, the controls are definitely classic Gretsch, meaning that they're slightly confusing until you learn the Gretsch dance. Individual volume for each pickup, master tone and master volume with a treble bleed, and a three-way switch for selecting your pickups. There's also a Bigsby B50 vibrato, perfect for the little gentle warbles and less ideal if you're planning to dive bomb. Note for future self. And the neck, this is a thin U set mahogany with a laurel fingerboard. 12-inch radius, and those are medium jumbo frets. The only thing that looks a little untrustworthy on this are the tuners. They look cheap. They could be fine. You either like sparkly finishes, or you really don't. I'm very much into sparkle and this kind of showy-offy thing, especially the silver. I like the big flakes that Gretsch use, and you can see them from a mile off. But I totally get it if sparkle is not for you. I got pre-programmed into silver sparkly Gretsch guitars thanks to Sheryl Crow's second album and the back cover of that album that lives rent-free in my head for more reasons than one. Back to the guitar. If you're into Les Pauls but you want something a little bit more showy and possibly with something a bit more top end, you should give these a go. The prices range pretty wildly around the world on these new Gretsch models, but let's just say it's around 700 notes, and check the video description for up-to-date pricing. We're not doing the flags on the side anymore because people have been complaining that they've been incorrect. Some of it has been incorrect. A lot of it has been down to people not knowing what number is what. So just check the links in the video description and I'll give you a rough note price. Okay with that? If not, smash a big dislike on this video for me. Thank you. Okay, back to the guitar once more. This is an extremely vibey guitar that is hopefully more than just a glitter cannon, but let's be real, for people like me, the glitter does help. Let's see where this hits on the gasometer. Ah yes, firmly in wish list. If you're into sparkle finishes, I think this might just find its way into your shopping cart though. If the Gretsch is Vegas, the Cort KX507MS Pale Moon is a sci-fi metal cathedral. Now this thing looks like it was carved out of some kind of alien tree, and I like it. It has a pale moon ebony top, which is a tree found on Earth, roasted maple and purple heart neck, and individual hardtail string-through bridges. But here's the kicker. If you haven't yet noticed, it's a multi-scale 7-string guitar. This means longer scale on the bass side, shorter on the treble side, which keeps the tension nice and tight for some chugging, whilst keeping the high strings playable and bendyable. I do understand why some of you are going to zone out at this point, or have probably zoned out already. If you're still here, hear me out before you click to the next chapter, because Cort make a lot of the Indonesian-made guitars. In fact, I've probably got one here, there's one. And the Indonesian-made guitars that have other brands on the headstock, such as Fender, Ibanez PRS SE, but not Epiphone. They have their own Indonesian factories. This means that when Cort have their name on the headstock, Cort are delivering instruments of recognizable quality, but potentially at a lower price point. This means that their guitars, Cort, should offer more bang for the buck. So, if this 7-string doesn't excite you, then make sure that you take a look at Cort guitars in general, because we already know the quality. I was raving about that PRS recently. Anyway, back to this Cort. Purists, you can zone out again now, chapters just down there. This Alien KX507MS is packing a set of Fishman Fluence modern humbuckers. That's ceramic bridge, Alnico neck with 3 voicings each. And that's selected via push-pull pots. So, you're getting everything from high gain brutality to single coil sparkle to that, do I even really need an amp tone? The neck. The neck is a bolt-on 5-piece speed machine, probably, with a D-shaped profile and 24 stainless steel frets. I told you I had lots of stuff. Anyway, I played my first 7-string fairly recently, properly this year, not just plugging it in and going, I don't know. So yeah, I'm not into 7-strings yet because there's something I've always avoided, but I am going to try to get my head around 7-strings before the end of this year. Regarding this guitar, I'm not totally into the finish of this one, the Pale Moon, but it is more on my yum side of my yum to yuck spectrum, which we all have, and if you don't have, get one. As for the price, again, it's hard to nail it down internationally, but let's just say that you won't get much change out of 1,000 notes. Pulls for reaction. But if this guitar had a different name on the headstock, you'd probably be looking at a far higher price. Let's have a look at the gasometer. Yeah, for most it's going to be firmly in borrow one to try, but if you are looking for a 7-string, I could see that squeezing up to add to cart. Time for a sponsor section. PowerTrem are the legends behind some of the most widely used and popular pedal boards in the world. You've probably owned one, or maybe even 2. You've definitely seen them under the feet of some very respected artists. But here's the real gem, pedalboardplanner.com. This is their free online tool that allows you to drag and drop real pedals onto real boards without having to break out the tape measure. This is going to be perfect. Yes, there's room for one more. I used this recently to help my friend plan his new pedal board and take his homemade Behemoth down from around 24 kilos to around 11, making it much easier to manage. And the fun thing is, you don't even need to own the pedals to actually play with them. So you can type anything in, find a fuzz for example, this one, and add it to your board. There it is. Oh, I've got to move some DS1s around to get it in. If you'd like to have a go yourself, check out pedalboardplanner.com. The link is in the video description. Now, on with the show. Oh, I have to change shirt and everything. Mooer are mostly known for pedals and multi-effects, but did you know they make guitars too? The MSC50 Pro is their stab at the higher-end, affordable S-style electric, and they're taking it very seriously, but with a lot of fun. And yes, this is our second sparkle finish in 1 week. So, if the Cort was too boring for you, strap in. The MSC50 Pro is at the higher end of budget-priced guitars, if you can imagine what I mean by that. It doesn't mean that it's cheap, but it means that you get a lot for relatively little money. Have a listen to these specs. It has an older body, a roasted maple neck, a 12-inch radius rosewood fretboard, note that, locking tuners, a 2-point trem, and an HSS pickup layout with coil split on the bridge humbucker. That is more premium features than some guitars at twice the price. The sparkly finish is called Magic Crystal. I'm hoping that we have a CGI budget for that. And yes, it looks like a glitter bomb exploded in the factory, but it's a tasteful glitter. Kind of. Maybe. I like it. I also think that the see-through pick guards were a great idea.
I have to interrupt myself here because I'd only seen the video and low-resolution photos at this point, and now I've seen the high-resolution photos. I'm not that fond of the pick guard. Yeah, I think I don't hate it, but it's not as good as it was when I couldn't see it properly.
And I like that Mooer have even taken that round to the back cavity as well, so you can see everything going on and there's nothing hiding. And it's also a design choice. Yes, I dig it.
Pick guard.
Nothing about this guitar screams budget. Some of you are going to disagree about the finish. It even comes with a bone nut and that push-pull coil split, which is usually reserved for fancier guitars. And at this price, these features are quite a surprise. And let's place some bets on the price. Are you ready? Imagine what you think this should cost in your mind. Ready? Yeah, think about it now. If you said 1,000 notes, then it's not. Well, can I have your job? If you said 500 notes, you still went too far. If you said 100 notes, then you are living in a dream world. If you said around 400 notes, then congratulations, you win 17 internet points. You got it. This is a lot of guitar for 400 notes, and of course, Mooer don't have the overheads that some other companies have, but Fender should be a little bit upset at that price. I do think it's a weird choice to have this only in a sparkle finish, as I know it's not going to be for everybody, and even I would prefer some more conservative colors, but this should put Mooer on the map when compared to brands like Squier and house brands like Harley Benton. The gasometer is primed and ready. That is another firm add to cart. Only the finish holds it back, in my humble opinion. I don't normally need scuba gear to explore a reverb pedal, but the EHX Oceans Abyss is deep. Like Mariana Trench deep. Like the conversations you have at 2 a.m. deep. Like when Victor puts a voice filter on my voice. Deep. Imagine if Electro-Harmonix took their very cool Oceans 11 reverb pedal and maxed it out. Well, that's exactly what they did. The Oceans Abyss isn't just a reverb pedal, it is an entire stereo reverb workstation. You've got dual stereo reverb engines, meaning that you can have 2 stereo reverbs at the same time and place one, or each one, independently in the stereo field. They've got 10 reverb types, including shimmer, dynamic, polyphonic, auto infinite, and even resonant reverb, and that's just some of them, the first page of the manual. EHX then, this is nuts, they gave you 8 effect blocks, including delay, EQ, chorus, bit crush, and tremolo, and you can arrange them in custom order. I told you it was deep. It's also got MIDI, USB-C, 128 presets, expression and foot switch inputs, and a tails mode that's actually editable per preset. It's absurd. It's like a Helix, but just for reverb. I wonder if you can turn the reverb off and just have the other effects. I need to get one. It has an OLED screen which has 5 different display modes, from performance, so you can see what's going on as you play, to Signal Explorer, where you can trace and route your entire signal chain. There's sliders, there's knobs, there's foot switches, there's buttons, and you can even use the EHX port software for editing on your computer if you so wish. This pedal is not just about slapping reverb onto your signal, it's about sculpting the very space your sound exists in. This is a potential lost evening or lost weekend rabbit hole in the best possible way. Of course, all this fun comes at a price, and that price is not going to leave you much change out of 500 notes, so it's certainly not for the casual user. If you are a casual reverb user, I highly recommend the Oceans 11. It's great fun, it's relatively cheap, but it is a gateway to this Oceans Abyss, so be careful. Now, according to the gasometer, this is an add to cart because, let's be honest, it is a lot of money. That's why it didn't get higher. It's definitely a premium unit, but if you live inside your reverb trails, this might be your new command center. And I can feel many people will be rushing out to order this at the links below this video. You don't need to rush out, you can do it right now. Or wait to the end of the video so, you know, YouTube thinks you watched it all. But do it.
Pick of the week.
My pick of the week is actually two pedals called the POWERTREM and POWERVIBE. Yes, a shout out to some beautifully built analog pedals from Spain. Thermion have launched the PowerBolt series, starting with two small but mighty boxes, the POWERTREM and the POWERVIBE. On the surface, these might not seem very exciting compared to something like the Oceans Abyss or the cheap Mooer guitar we heard earlier. But stay with me. The POWERTREM is a love letter to vintage amp tremolos. Think brown face Fender harmonic trem and the classic optical trem circuits. The POWERVIBE, on the other hand, is a modern take on the Univibe. It's got separate chorus and vibe modes, full analog signal path, and if you've ever wanted to float above your amp, this might get you close. Pretty standard so far, so boutique stomp boxes, made in Spain. Here is the exciting part. They're both priced at €125, and this is why they're my pick of the week. In a world where pedals around 100 notes are usually made in a factory somewhere in Asia, Thermion are choosing a different path. I've played most of the products available by Thermion at places like Guitar Summit and here in the studio. I've done reviews of stuff, and everything has been fantastic and fun so far. This is a company that I fully support, especially when they're doing things like the PowerBolt series that should sound, well, they do sound fantastic in the demo videos, and they definitely offer fantastic value. Let's go to the gasometer. Okay, according to the gasometer, these are firmly reaching the buy it now territory. It doesn't quite set my wallet on fire, but buying these should give you a quality pedal for your board whilst supporting a great business, so a little warm feeling inside as well. And I'm told by Thermion there will be a whole range of effects available in the PowerBolt series, so if you're after a new tremolo or Univibe, have a look at the link in the video description, or bookmark it for later if you want some other thing, possibly a reverb. I don't know, they genuinely haven't told me, but I'd suggest they have a reverb at some point. Thank you to the wonderful people that support the show on Patreon. Their names are up on screen. Hello everybody, hi. And these people support the show right here on YouTube. Hello to you as well. Thank you so much. If you want your name up here in lights, then click the join button right here on YouTube, or visit my Patreon link in the video description. And here's a special thanks to the top tier members. Alinta, Buddha Blue, Boom Shakalaka, Buzzle, Dirk, Doug Paget, Huge Erection, said it wrong then, Huge Erection, Johnny McBadminton, Mike Lute. This prank is officially sponsored by Jason Welch, Andrew Morgan, Gary O'Neill, Josh Tamberg, Man Dude Bro, PQ Deads, Robin Kelly, Sarang Narayan, Southern Panda 33. Thank you, top tier members, for supporting the show. I genuinely appreciate you. Thank you. If you have thoughts on this week's gear, let me know in the comments section below. There's also links, affiliate links down there, so use them to support the show, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. The washing machine's going nuts. I might need to buy a new washing machine.